So chapter 240 of Jujutsu Kaisen has been released, and the title is Baka Survivor, Survive. From the reference to Baka, it's clear that this chapter is likely to involve a lot of nonsense or chaotic events. In this chapter, we'll learn why Takaba confronts Kenjaku. The chapter begins with a flashback where Yuta, Kusakabe, Hakari, Mei, and Angel are discussing their plan to attack Kenjaku. Before the conclusion of Gojo and Sukuna's fight, Angel expresses concerns about what might happen if Kenjaku attacks them after Gojo's defeat. Hakari believes they'll be occupied with Sukuna, and in response, Angel suggests that defeating Sukuna should not be too difficult after Gojo's loss. However, in the next panel, we see Kusakabe talking to Mei Mei. He initially proposes sending Maki to capture Kenjaku, but he quickly dismisses the idea, realizing that even if they catch Kenjaku, they'll still have to face Sukuna. Consequently, they can't afford to split their powers. Angel then decides to send Takaba to confront Kenjaku instead. In the subsequent panel, we see all of them together, and Kusakabe and Hakari express doubt about this decision. Angel responds by indicating that what she's about to reveal concerning Takaba's curse technique will be detrimental, and they shouldn't even share it with Takaba. This implies that her information may not be favorable, even for Takaba himself. However, before Angel can finish her statement, the scene changes. But we know what Angel is talking about. It's Takaba's curse technique, reality manipulation, and I'll tell you later what can be done with this technique. So the scene shifts to the present where Takaba and Kenjaku are in the midst of their battle. Kenjaku attacked Takaba by Geto's centipede, but at that moment, Kenjaku transforms into a cool figure. He's wearing sunglasses and has an American flag draped over his head. He stands in front of Takaba, who confidently declares, "You can't win against me." However, Kenjaku doesn't take this too seriously because he has understood Takaba's curse technique, which allows him to forcefully change imagination into reality. He also knows that in front of Takaba, his 1,000 years of knowledge is worthless. But Kenjaku is aware that every curse technique has some weak point, so he begins his search for that weak point, which will be revealed later. Before that, they engage in a conversation, and after that, we see Takaba written on Kenjaku's face, "Make me laugh." And then he tells Kenjaku a small joke, "Don't marry me." After this, Takaba tells him that he doesn't want him as his Wi-Fi. And then we see both of them in a classroom where they are discussing things related to this joke. Finally, in the next panel, Kenjaku hits Takaba in the stomach, showing that he was able to do so because he has discovered Takaba's curse technique's weak point. That weak point is Takaba's confidence and clear imagination. Therefore, Kenjaku needs to break Takaba's confidence so that his cursed technique won't work. We see Takaba flying in anger towards Kenjaku, telling him to stay quiet as he's the one who has never been on stage. And even if his jokes don't seem funny to Kenjaku, it doesn't matter to him. After that, Takaba says, "Let's play a game now. Whoever laughs will lose." And as soon as he says this, he makes a strange face. However, Kenjaku turns out to be the master of making funny faces. And upon seeing Kenjaku's face, Takaba bursts into laughter, and Kenjaku punches him in the face, causing him to fall far away. Takaba tells himself to calm down and have confidence in himself, saying, "Who's funny? I am funny." While saying this, he looks at Hazunoki's dead body, and his confidence becomes less than zero, and he turns his head towards Kenjaku, where Kenjaku is staring at him with a disdainful look. He says, "What's wrong? Aren't you a comedian?" Then laugh. But as soon as Takaba hears this, he realizes that there's no comedy happening here, and with that, he loses all his confidence and questions himself. Why am I a comedian? And the chapter ends. By the way, in this chapter, we learned that Takaba is not just a fighter, but more of a comedian, and we will get more related information in the next chapter. Now, the fight between Kenjaku and Takaba is about to take a more exciting turn. But before you go, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments how much you disliked this chapter.